Okay, so this morning what we have is we're going to open up the meeting hearing from one of our Senate candidates to replace Lindsey Graham. His name, amen, amen, and amen again. Actually, there's going to be 4 of them. So, but this morning, Lee Johnson is here to speak with you guys briefly. I'm going to have Lee come on up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Pleasure to be here. And justice for all. Wow, justice for all. Doesn't that really say something there? Fired up. Fired up. Let's go. All right. My name is Lee Johnson. I'm a businessman and an engineer. And I live in Greenville with my wife, Shauna, and our 6-year-old daughter, Max. I grew up in a construction family. My family built roads and bridges. And I've spent my career launching startups around the world in industries from healthcare to AI to energy. And I've created jobs, I've built companies, and I've worked to improve people's lives. So I'm bringing the skills that I've learned from construction sites to boardrooms into politics because I'm concerned about the world that we're leaving for our children. My daughter just graduated from kindergarten last month, and she thank you, and she starts the first grade in the fall. So in 12 years, she's going to be an adult. And as a parent, I'm very worried about the world that she's going to be growing up in. And I'm also worried about my other children, Lauren, Ava, and Ryan, who are young adults worried about their own futures. So that's why I'm running for the United States Senate to retire Lindsey Graham. So I have 3 questions for you. Are you ready to turn this state around?
Yeah!
Are you ready to turn this country around?
Yeah!
And are you ready to retire Lindsey Graham?
Yeah!
Oh, I've got a great crowd here tonight, or this morning. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. Well, I am too. And again, that's why I'm running. So this guy, talk about the worst about our politics in this country. First of all, he wants to gut your Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security. That's right, these programs that you've been paying into your entire lives. You know what he called them? He called them promises that we just can't keep. This is Lindsey's legacy. He's left us behind, and we're left paying the price. Does anyone know the last time that Lindsey has held a town hall? Anyone want to take a guess? What was that, sir? It's actually, good guess, but it's actually 8 years. 2017, can you believe it? It's been over 8 years. So, he even said he didn't need a town hall meeting because, quote, I know just what to do. Wow. Not to mention, he's changed his mind on every issue out there, from abortion to the Supreme Court to term limits, and the list goes on and on. He's the perennial weather vane. I know we can do better than this. So I'm running for the United States Senate to protect and expand Social Security, Medicaid, and Medicare. And for our seniors out there, you've been paying into these programs your whole life, and I won't let them rip it away. I'm running to make healthcare more affordable and lower prescription drug costs. Not only is my wife, Shauna, a nurse practitioner, I've started a healthcare company that helps folks find grants to get out of medical debt. It is simply unacceptable that we live in the richest country in the world while our neighbors are saddled with such high healthcare costs. It's just wrong. And I'm running to build an economy that works for all South Carolinians by stopping these chaotic tariffs that are making prices soar and creating a strain on our businesses and on our workers. I've built companies. I know what it takes to succeed. And I know how hard these tariffs are making it for businesses to stay open. And I'm running to ban members of Congress from trading stocks because public service should not be for profit. We need to get rid of those conflicts out there. We need to get rid of those conflicts of interest. If you do, you're going to see this country and its people flourishing, I promise you. And if you elect me, I promise to serve no more than 2 terms. You know, our country has forgotten the values of character and integrity that used to define us. And I'm fighting to bring these ideas back. We don't need more politicians in Washington. What we need are statesmen. And there's a true difference. You know, when I was building my startups, people always told me that it was impossible, that, you know, you just can't do it, that you'd never succeed until you prove them wrong. So, fellow Democrats, they don't think that we can win this race. Those pundits out there, they think that it's a safe seat for Republicans. But we know they're wrong. Lindsey is more vulnerable than ever. So we can do this, and we will do this. So talk to your friends and families about our campaign. Follow us and share our posts on social media. And if you can, please chip in to give us the resources that we need to be competitive. They always tell you it's impossible until you do it. So let's go out there and retire Lindsey Graham once and for all. Let's do this. Are there any questions out there? Maybe something about Trump and Elon and the breakup? That would be fun. I love that one.
All right. My question is, I know there's a crowded field of Democratic candidates out there running. Instead of having you throw stuff at them, what's something that you want to impress or improve that those candidates have?
Yeah, sorry, which candidate specifically were you talking about?
Any of the 3 that you're running against?
Oh, gotcha. Well, look.
Quality that they had that you wish to improve or think you have as well?
Well, I'll just say, I mean, look, I think in politics, we need to bring our civility back. And I don't care who we're talking about. We need to come up to this moment. We just need to stop slinging mud. That's all there is at the end of the day. And if I need to sling mud at people, I'm doing something wrong. That means my message isn't working. You know, when your message isn't working, that's when you start slinging mud. So I will never say anything bad about candidates. But what I'll say, what I think differentiates myself, is I've got international business experience. I've worked with companies around the world, from Australia to Germany to England, Canada, Peru, all over the world. So I've got a very good international perspective. And also, I've built companies around the world. So what I am is I'm a systems builder, and I've built teams. I've brought new innovations into industries. In fact, I've created subsegments of industries. For example, the financial work that we were doing in the renewable energy sector. So I think that's one thing that I bring to the table, is just the pure experience. I think to have a senator, you need someone who's had experience, who has wisdom, who's a systems builder, and who can bridge people. And that, I think one word that describes me is I'm a bridge builder, not only literally but figuratively. I'm able to bridge people across countries, across classes, you know, your workers in the factory with the executives upstairs. And I'm also able to bridge new ideas into the future.
You said that you will only do 2 terms. Do you think that is something that should be set in place, that all in Congress should only serve 2 terms, so they don't all become millionaires?
Yeah, so I have a friend who runs, whose brother runs the LA Vice team, and they actually have in their policy that when they put their undercover cops into an area in LA, they actually allow them only like 2 years into that area, and then they switch them around. And the very reason why they do that is because it's been shown in the past that when these cops get into these areas for longer than that, they actually become a part of the system. They become a part of the crime syndicate. And so there is definitely something to be said about people not becoming a part of the system, not being in power too long, because that's where corruption takes place. I think that's one way we can guard against corruption. So again, I'm going back to my childhood when I was learning about General Washington and how he had the opportunity to serve a third term, as U.S. president, and he said, no, this is not a monarchy. This is a democracy, and I need to give someone else a turn. And look, I'll be happy to be a mentor to the next congressperson. In fact, I think we can build up a structure, an organizational structure of having mentors and people, the alumni call them. And another thing, it doesn't preclude me, though, from running for governor or another office. So there's a lot of jobs out there. I think that cross-training could be valuable. I'm not setting in stone that should be done, but for me, that's what I want to do. I think that's right, and I think at this time in history, it's important for someone like me to stand up and say and signal to the country that I'm not willing to serve any more than 2 terms. So I think it's just kind of jump-starting that process, because again, we need to create a new wave of leadership in this country. And one thing I'm good at doing is I'm good at being a mentor and a leader for the younger generation. So just for example, I had one of the guys that I was working with, renewable energy. I got him into the energy industry, and he was able to take a company public last year. So, what I'm aspiring to be is a leader of leaders, and I think that's what we need in this country. We need to let other people lead, because what we've got a recruiting pipeline problem in this country with politicians, and I hope to change that around.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
There is a very popular statewide podcast based right here in Greenwood called Black, White, and Blue in the South. Would you be a guest on that show at some time in the future?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Thank you for having me. Would love to do it. Would love to do it. Anytime I can get the message out.
So we know that medical debt is a big problem here in South Carolina, but we also know it's a problem across the U.S. Can you talk a little bit about, you referenced that you are connected to work to help people bring down their medical debt, but what is your plan to address it more system-wide?
Yeah. So I mean, the problem is they're trying to take that away right now. So first of all, we need to stop the bleeding. The second thing, there's a lot of opportunities in healthcare. The real low-hanging fruit is preventative medicine. So I think we really need to focus on that. That's something as a country we really haven't done well. Look, you can see the gaps. You can see the difference between, someone making $150,000, someone making $50,000. You're looking at 10 years of life. So not only is the rich taking away, the economic opportunity, they're literally taking years out of your life, and that's simply not fair. So we got to change that. The company that I'm working with is doing something that what it does is it matches philanthropic grants out there with people who are in medical debt. So we'll literally have people cry, they'll call us up and say, I was in $30,000 in medical debt, and they're literally crying on the phone saying, I would never have been able to get out of debt if it weren't for you. So we do have the resources, we do have the financial power. I mean, we're the richest country on earth. There's no reason why everyone should not be flourishing. There's no reason why we should not all be living to the same age. I find that just unacceptable, it's undemocratic, and it goes against our Judeo-Christian values.
So do you believe that we're just not all going to die someday anyway?
Well, with it, I talked to some of my technology friends who are in, some of them think we're going to live to 120, but we'll see about that. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
What about people on Section 8? They've been on Section 8 for years, and they're disabled, not able to work. Can you help that?
Yeah, I mean, we do need to take care of those people that can't work, obviously. I mean, what we need to do in this country, I look at it as an engineer, I look at it as, and I was doing a workshop with the Young Dems in Columbia, and we spent, 40 minutes going around the table, what should the Democratic Party be? And each one of those Young Dems had a slightly different answer. Is take care of veterans, take care of farmers, medicine, job creation. And what I saw at the end of the day when I said, guys, what I'm seeing here, I'm seeing a common theme. And what it is that we Democrats, we need to build a safe and secure foundation in society on which we can build our lives. So as long as we have a safe and secure, strong foundation for our lives, we can build whatever building we want on top. If we want to build a steel structure, if we want to build a tall, skinny wooden structure, that's kind of where we have the freedom to operate. But again, as a government, the government needs to do things that private industry and private individuals cannot do. And so it is in government's purview to build that strong foundation for all people, including people on Section 8. So thank you for your question. Excellent. All right.
We have one last question if you have.
Oh, always, yes.
Are you originally from South Carolina? And if not, how many years have you been in this great state?
Yes. So I originally grew up in northern Utah, where next to Wyoming and Idaho. What brought me to the South was Georgia Tech, and I met my wife when I was in Charleston. She has been in South Carolina her whole life. She moved to South Carolina to attend Clemson University. So I don't know if there's any Tiger fans out there, but to answer your question, I've been on and off in South Carolina for a couple of times, but total years, we're talking 5 years altogether. And I have spent some time also working and living internationally as well, spent some time in Germany and France. But at the end of the day, I could live anywhere in the world, and we chose South Carolina to be our home because we love the people of South Carolina, we love the mountains, we love the ocean, we love the climate. I always tell my friends that it's a Goldilocks climate. So I'm very proud to be one of those South Carolinians that is new, and I want to help all those people, for the people who've been here for generations. All right, good. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.